In this video, we're going to go over rewriting the following equations in radical form for our first example. Right now, these are written in exponential form. So these ones in the top line are exponential. We're going to go through and we're going to rewrite them with radical form. Radical means they're going to have that root on there. So, to write it in radical form, I'm going to draw the radical. The x goes on the inside, the bottom number goes on the root, and the top number becomes the power. One way I like to remember this is I like to think of my fraction, that is the power, as a plant. The roots are in the bottom. So I know that the bottom number, the denominator, has to go on the root, So once again, I have my radical. The x goes inside. The bottom number is the root. The top number is the power. Okay, once again, I draw my radical. The 3x goes inside. And then the root, that bottom number goes on the root. And the top number is the power. When you have a 3x like that, if you want to say that they're together, you can put parentheses around them if you'd like. We have exponential form because we have an exponent. We draw the radical. The 4x goes inside. 5 is the root because it's on the bottom. 4 is the power because it's on the top. Draw your radical. 7x goes inside. 9 is on the bottom of the fraction, so it goes on the root. 8 is on the top, it becomes the power. We're just rewriting in radical form. Draw the radical, x goes inside. 3 is on the bottom of the fraction, so it goes on the root. 2 is on the top, it becomes the power. So we just rewrite as a radical, and you're done. Example 2, we're going in reverse order. So right now, it is in radical form. And we want to write it as an exponent. So what I do is I take the inside, x to the 5th, and I rewrite it. And now the number on the root, remember roots are in the bottom, so I put it on the bottom of the fraction. Take out the x squared. The number on the root goes on the bottom of the fraction. Same thing, take out 4x squared. Three is on the root, so the 3 should go on the bottom of the fraction. On 7x to the 18th, 9 is the root, 9 goes on the bottom in the denominator. 8x to the 4th, 2 is on the root, it goes in the denominator. X squared, 5 is on the root, 5 goes in the denominator. Alright, now we're going to do a little solving. We're going to solve for x. We're going to work backwards on this one. So first, when I have a power of 2, to undo it, we square root it. If I square root one side, I have to square root the other. When I calculate it, I'm going to enter 2 second root. This little x right here is saying that that 2 is filling in on the radical. So that's what it's doing. It's filling it in right there. Square root of 16 equals 4. Okay, so likewise on this one, if I have the power of 4, I have to use a radical with the 4 on the root so that they cancel out. When I enter it, I type 4 second square root, so it fills in that little 4 right there, and then 16 equals 2. So if I use a variable, if I put a root over it because the power is a, you just put an a on the radical so that they cancel out, which means you have to do it to the opposite side and be fair. So x equals a on the radical, b on the inside. And that's just rewriting the formula. So this is a formula because we have all variables. This one is a solution because we solved for one variable. All right, next, on example 4, we have a radical. So we're going to kind of treat it like this one. Before, we're going to use a power. Because the 3 is on the radical, we're going to have a power of 3 and a power of 3. When we enter this in, if you want to enter it on your calculator, you type 3 to the power, so the caret button, 3, x equals 27. To get rid of the radical of 5, we have a power of 5, so they cancel out, which would mean x would be 2, caret button, 5, enter, 32, which means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So you'd multiply it by itself 5 times. For the formula, if I want to get rid of that radical a, I have to have a power of a, cancel out, x equals b, the power of a. Once again, this is a formula, and these are solutions. We solved those. You will be solving today. Alright, rational exponents. If I want to solve for x, this power right now is 5 over 2. I want it to cancel out. So I'm going to use the reciprocal. The reciprocal of 5 over 2 would be 2 over 5. That way they cross out and they cancel. If I do a power of 2 over 5 on one side, I have to do it to the other side as well. So x equals 7 to the power of 2 over 5. Now to enter this, you're going to type 7, caret button, parenthesis, 2 divided by 5, parenthesis. The parentheses tell you that the power, that 2 over 5 is the power. Enter. X equals 2.2. We're going to round it. Alright, for the next one, we have a power of 2 over 3. To cancel it out, we're going to do 3 over 2, the reciprocal. Gone, gone. x equals 4 to the power of 3 over 2. 4, caret button, parenthesis, 3 divided by 2, close parenthesis, is 8. X equals 8. Right. We'll skip this one for today and go to the back side of your notes. Now it is in radical form. So because we just went over exponents, we're going to rewrite it. Rewrite as exponent. This will make. Alright, so we're going to rewrite as an exponent. Remember, I copied the inside x squared. 3 is on the root, so it goes in the root at bottom. Equals, the 4 just stays the same. Now it looks just like the one we just barely did. So the reciprocal of 2 over 3 would be 3 over 2. That cancels out, so we're left with x equals 4. Hey, look, we just did that one. 4 to the power of 3 over 2, which equals 8. Okay, we're going to rewrite. We take out x to the 4th. The 2 goes on the denominator to equal 9. After rewriting it, we want to get rid of that power, so we do the reciprocal. 2's cross out and the 4's cross out. X equals, I enter this in as 9, caret button, parenthesis, 2 divided by 4. Enter is 3. Alright, and that is going to be your assignment for today. The rest of these notes we will save for next time.